Alrighty. I would never. Oh, and I just realized that you're talking about like doing like the VO for. You're not talking about what I was talking about. No, you don't want that. You don't want me doing the VO for video games. That would be terrible. Um, it's probably just me, but like when I listen to the podcast, which I have to do because I edit them and everything. Um, I can't stand the sound of my voice. Like I listen to like Tony especially. Tony I think has like the best voice. He has like a very radio sounding voice. Lauren sounds pretty cool. Daniel even has like a really nice, like rich kind of lower mid range thing happening. And I listen to my voice and it just sounds like squeaky and like so nasally and high pitched. I hate it. And this microphone that I'm using today doesn't help actually, but that's all right. Those are my insecurities. Let's see. Victor, no, I haven't had a chance to speak to the warden yet. Blah blah blah. I've actually read a lot of these already, so I'm kind of skipping past them.
It smells damp and hot.
Okay, let's see. Chris R. We've got a combination here for Chris R. That is 1730. What's that? Oh, it looks like a black light bulb. And then there's a note underneath it. And the note says, Mr. Remo, as one of the mining captains, you are tasked with the emergency evacuation of the industrial center. Now, that's interesting because, let me go back to the, hold on. We'll do this. Do I have another one? Yeah, I've got one more to open. Let me go ahead and do this and then I'll talk. Wait, who's Sean V? Ah, the infamous Sean V. The man who was planning something drastic for May Day, the day that the mine exploded. 2910.
Asleep in the back of the car, his little hands holding on the ball so tightly. He'd hold on to it all night if he could.
Cannon Go Boom says, "Don't think of your voice as squeaky. Think of it as brutal." Yeah, it's all about the brutality. It's the only thing I have going for me, actually. Check this out: World's Greatest Mine Warden. The missing coffee cup, perhaps. Yeah. All right. Now that I've got all these notes, let me go back to the case and drop off this. I'm probably not going to need this again, but just drop it anyway. Drop that pad off. And when I say I'm probably not going to need this again, what I actually mean is I'm going to need this again. All right, so we've got the World's Greatest Mine Warden coffee mug. We'll hang on to that, and we'll put that to good use at some point. And then we've got this. This is an interesting little piece of blueprint here. What does it say? It says we have a weak structure and another weak structure. And if we look at this, we're standing in the miner's dry. We can see where the mining warden's office is at the top, which means that one of the weak structures is at the back of this room on the left side. Excuse me, sorry about that. And oh, what do you know? Here's a weak structure. Looks like somebody broke through a wall right here. Led into a little crawl space here. Where's this go? Oh, it takes us back to ore tramming, where we can't get anything done because the mine is locked. The game does this a lot. Like, it'll give you, like, oh, look at this. I see one of these red ribbons, and here's this room over here. How do I get to it? The game does a lot of that kind of thing. It'll kind of give you a heads up on where you need to be headed. It'll give you a peek of some area that you need to get into, that kind of thing.
Doesn't seem like the right way.
Very common, I suppose. So let's go back and look at this. What was the other thing? So that was one weak structure that was at the back of this room, and the other one looks like it's in the showers on the right-hand side. So if we go back here, oh yeah, there's a gigantic crack in the wall. You can actually kind of see through it a little bit. Can't really break through it. Maybe if we had I don't know, let's say a hammer, something that we could smack the wall with, maybe that would help. Let's go back and see.
A cracked baseball bat and the entire stadium.
What do you know?
Moments later, another cheer.
And what's this?
Touching the ball tightly
Oh,
with your
look.
hand.
It's arsenic pills in a bottle
Hold on to it.
remarkably similar
Wants it, but it's yours now.
to the coffee cleaning granules bottle that we picked up earlier. It's all coming together quite nicely now. All right, so let's set the hammer down. We might come back and get. You want me to put the hammer down? Oh, it's the little things, guys. It's the little things that make me happy. He likes that hammer. All right, now let's go back over here. What do we got? We got this. This looks like a black light bulb, and if you spent your adolescence in as much a state of delinquence as I did mine, then you know what black light bulbs are good for. Tripping balls. All right, let's go over here. Gesundheit. Thank you, Arcturan Spy. Actually, what does Gesundheit mean? I mean, I understand that, you know, I understand that in the States we kind of use it as a you know, we say it after sneezing, where normally people say bless you, which is of course an old superstition thing about sneezing out your soul. But what does Gesundheit mean? All right, since we've got the warden's coffee mug, let's take it back and put it on his desk. Nothing. Nothing happened. Maybe that's because, and you know, bear in mind, like I'm doing this, like this is totally for a fact. I'm doing this totally for you guys. Make coffee, place on desk. So maybe the warden doesn't just want his mug back. Maybe he wants some coffee in his mug. So, in German it means health. So, so when somebody sneezes and you say Gesundheit, what you're actually, you know, you're just kind of saying like, oh, be healthy. Don't be ill. Something like that. So we've got our coffee mug in the coffee machine. Let's get some coffee cleaning granules. And if we look at this sign here, we see that the coffee granules go into the little door on the side, only 2 grains needed. So let's open up the door. And I've got the granules in my hand, so let's just click. All right. And now...
Sat in the front stands with me.
Okay. So we unlocked a little VO from Gene, which is probably a good indication. That probably means something good happened. So let's take the coffee back. And now we see the projector. Aha! The projector has 2 parts restored. So I think probably the first part was knocking open that wall back in the shower. Or maybe it was cleaning the coffee machine. I don't know. I should have checked. Damn it. Exactly. You're wishing them good health. Good deal. You know, it's funny. My wife and I were talking about this week. Let's talk amongst yourselves for a second, folks. My wife and I were talking this week about what we're going to say about like when my daughter sneezes, because I don't want to do the bless you thing. I think it's silly. I mean, it's like an old superstition. It's one of those things that like people still say, and they don't like I don't think most people understand like why they say bless you, other than that's just what everybody says. It's like a tradition, and like everybody's kind of forgotten why they started doing it, and like I really dislike that. Like I hate tradition for the sake of tradition. I like to do things that mean something, and if like you're doing something and not really understanding why you're doing it, that kind of bothers me for some reason. So we were talking about what we were going to say when my daughter sneezes, and right now, whenever she sneezes, and bear in mind, it's the cutest thing imaginable, the way her little face scrunches up as she prepares to sneeze, and then the execution. It's delightful for first-time parents to witness. But anyway, the point is that right now when she sneezes, we just say sniffles, and I don't know. You know, we were talking like maybe we should change it to something else. Maybe we ought to start trying to say something else. But we really can't seem to break ourselves out of the habit of just saying sniffles because we find her so cute when she sneezes. So I don't know. We might end up just saying that. Time will tell. All right. So we've sat the coffee mug down. But nothing's really happened, has it? Huh. Surely this is what we need to be doing, right? We need to be setting down the coffee mug on the warden's desk with coffee in it, but nothing's happening. I wonder I wonder why that could be. I wonder if there's something else that we need to do here. Something a little bit more nefarious, as an example. I mean, we do, after all, back in the case, we have this bottle of arsenic poison, which looks an awful lot like the coffee granules, as we know from that nice secretary's note. What if we put the arsenic tablets in the coffee machine and then made coffee? You know what's interesting is this mine looks almost exactly like something from the 1960s, and yet it makes coffee every bit as fast as my 21st century Keurig machine. Very interesting. All right, let's see. Sheldoner says you can say Prosit. I'm not sure how it's pronounced. Prosit, which is Swedish, since you're all about Viking. And what does Prosit mean? How do you say Prosit? And what does it mean in Swedish? Is it Prosit? Almost sounds like profit. All right, so now we've got the coffee mug laced with arsenic. Let's try setting it down now.
I didn't think it'd be like that.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We got a voiceover from Gene. That usually means that something's happened. And what do you know? The projector is back on its feet. So let's turn it on here. So it seems that most of the notes from these projectors, everything that we've seen so far, has been about Philippa. That's her name, right? I'm having a total meltdown. Philippa, the lady out in the real world who is running this whole experiment in this treatment to dive into Jean's mind and try to cure her dementia. Arcturian Spy says Prost is it related to Prost in German? Prost is cheers. Cannon Go Boom is asking about the video dying. I hope that's not the case. Hopefully... Proceed? Proceed. Sounds more right. All right, cool. So here we are, and if you look at the board here, remember I promised you we're going to try to light all these up. And we have the Miner's Dry lit up, which means that we have actually completed that part of the industrial sector. But that doesn't necessarily mean that we're completely done, because as I found out when I was I was mucking around, or actually maybe there's a note somewhere that says something about this, but I can't remember exactly how I came across it. But there was, at some point, I got a note or something, made some mention of a safe, and like the mining warden in a safe or something like that, and I was like, there's no safe. And then one day, I clicked on this picture, and what do you know? Safe. But of course, we don't have a combination for this. I mean, you know, we got that handy little notepad back here that's got all these combinations on it, but there's no combination on there for the mine warden's safe. And remember what I told you about, you got to examine objects, and see, you know, because sometimes there's information on them, like how would we know that this is the world's greatest mine warden if it didn't say so on his coffee mug? But since we know that this is the mine warden's coffee mug, it might also be significant that there's a 4-digit number written on the bottom of the mug. And that number is 0112. Oh, open. Now, nothing really of interest here. Like, this is not a...
At this time in the evening, all but a few shops in the village were closed for the day.
This is not a mission-critical kind of thing, but you do get to continue to hear the narration on the story of the Knocker. And since I love the Knocker story,
only one thing stood in their way.
that counts as an epic win for me.
The innkeeper.
Okay, let me see here.